What is going on, people of YouTube? My name's Kurtyoy and welcome back to a brand new video. It's not top 5, we've got a little bit of a different video discussing a little bit of a different thing. We've done top 5s for a lot, we'll be going back onto them tomorrow. But today we've got a slight change up in events. We're actually going to be going through fixture rotation pairs. Now, it's something that a lot of people overlook if you're the casual player. If you want to get that step ahead of your friends in that mini league that you've got, maybe tenner each way, you're looking at fixture rotation pairs. They are a good little essential you can add in that some people don't know about, some people don't use, but can really bolster your FPL scores. Take Burnley, for example. Last season would be a great example. A Burnley defender at home would have done so much better than away. To have a rotation pairs, put maybe a West Brom in there as well, would have been fantastic. But today we're going to be going through the best fixture rotation pairs for the weaker teams. No point switching out Man United and Man City defenders because they're big money defenders to have sitting on the bench. But we have got a few little good ones. We have got a few rather questionable ones that I'll let you get into in a sec. We're going to start off with the best fixture rotation pair I believe there is. And also, don't forget to like and subscribe to stay up to date with all the daily content I'm going to be producing. But first up, it is the kind of rivals, kind of not, Southampton and Bournemouth. They've got a couple of good pairs and I picked out two on each side that I quite like the looks of. Starting off, we've got a 4.5 pairing of Francis and Bednarek. Now that one's a very interesting one for the simple reason you've got Francis on one hand that is a solid player. Was a right back, moved into centre back. I feel like now they've signed Ake, could be pushed out back to right back. I doubt he'll be dropped, and £4.5 million for a full back in a good attacking Bournemouth team could be a really good price. On the other hand, we've got Bednarek, relatively unknown, kind of a risk. We don't know much about him, but I consider Yoshida quite a squad player. I don't consider him a first team player, and Bednarek could have been brought in to replace Yoshida, to partner up against Van Dijk for now, for who knows how long he'll stay there for. But Bednarek could be a really good option at 4.5, and those two together, just £9 million. Switch them out for the home games. Every game week they'll be switching around, apart from game week 2 and game week 32 because of the West Ham Stadium debacle, but they are a good pair. If you want to up the ante and think, you know what, get those £10 million players in, you might be looking at towards Cedric and Charlie Daniels. Now, Cedric and Charlie Daniels both £5 million each, and the reason I say them is because Cedric, I think he's pretty much secured the right back spot. I don't doubt no one's going to take it off him, and with a solid back line, the potential to get forward, it could be really good. And Charlie Daniels, one thing that people are questioning is Bournemouth's defending, but they've signed Ake to improve the defence, so I didn't really do much of it the last time he played. We've also got Begovic, a much better shot stopper and keeper in general than Artur Burac, and could save them those games where they just conceded one and didn't get the clean sheet, and that means Charlie Daniels' points could be bolstered. 8 goals or assists last season, could be looking to improve on that, so those two as a pairing, or mixing up the pairing, maybe Bednarek and Daniels or Francis and Cedric, either way, having one from each of these teams I think personally is essential. The second best pairing for teams, at least, you're looking at West Brom and Swansea. Now these two could be really good going forward. Also really good at the back line. I'm going to be discussing defenders and goalkeepers in this little segment. Foster and Fabianski. This is the first pairing that I really like the looks of, and actually it's in my team at the moment because I don't plan on making the early wild card. The simple reason, I'm going to try and style it out. If not, worst comes to worst, I use my wild card and I lose out on about 10 points, which isn't too much, but it's a bit of a risk. But going on to the point, Foster's a good shot stopper, and I feel like West Brom can only improve on their 6 clean sheets they got last season, which is poor for a West Brom side and a Tony Pulis side. On the other hand, we've got Swansea, who managed to get 8 clean sheets last season, but you've got to look at the fact of, well, Fabianski's coming in, and they've improved the second half of the season. They haven't got Bob Bradley, so I feel like Fabianski could be a really good shot stopper, and the fact they could improve the back line as well. I think those two together look really good. Quirky little £9.5 million pairing could see you get Norton and Macaulay. Now Norton, I feel like, is, well, he's 0.5 cheaper than Olsen, and the only difference is Olsen scored a couple of goals and Norton didn't, but that could all change this season. That could really all change. And Norton's, I think he's a decent little right back. 4.5 million is quite a steal for him. And he'll get up and down the wings. He'll be able to help with Sigurdsson. Guy I keep on saying is it gives a chance for the whole team to step up. Which looks like he's going, but who knows? At the moment, there's no confirmed deal. But on the other side, you've got Macaulay. His 28 goals last season really helped West Brom to finish higher than they usually do. And that is sarcasm. I know he didn't score 28, it was around 38. But his goals could really come in handy. Even when he didn't score them, he would give them to him anyway. but Macaulay could be really good if he carries on his goal scoring form from last season. Could be really good. All the defenders are 5 million for West Brom, so I think he's the best one to go for. And Norton, really good cheap attacking fullback. Next up for the third best rotation pair, we've got Chelsea and Burnley. Now, hear me out, because I feel like this is a really good one. Now, Matic seems to be on his way, but there's no confirmed deal, so it looks like he's going, but who knows at this current point in time. And Burnley, on the other hand, are, you know, not the strongest team compared to Chelsea, who won the league, and Burnley, who finished on 40 points. There's a big, you know, gap there. There's a massive gap. And I think we've got to look at the fact that we won't be going in, you know, same positions. Ben Mee, 4.5. I think all the defenders are 4.5 at Burnley. Ben Mee secured to start, the only real centre-back they've got there at the moment. Really good looking centre-back. £4.5 million was good last season. Got to forget Keane. Everyone's writing about Keane. Everyone's speaking about Keane. Mee was also there doing the jobs as well. It's just because Keane is young and English that he got most of the appraisal, which let me go under the radar. I had a little bit of a stutter there. But the person I'd be, you know, switching him with is Fabregas. Now, hear me out please, because Mee is a really good defender to have, potentially home or away, but definitely home with Burnley's home record. You know, you're getting the clean sheets, the tackles, the interceptions, the bonus points, could be really good. On the other hand, when Burnley are away, they're shocking. So in comes Fabregas, who was quite often last season brought in for the home games against the weaker or so-called teams. And he could be a really good player to bring in. Yes, he's 7 million, which means at the moment we're departing with £11.5 million in our, you know, in our budget, which is quite a high total. But Fabregas and Mee could be a really good partnership, a differential partnership, and something that could really score you some high points. Moving on to the fourth best, we've also got a questionable one in this one. It is Newcastle and Leicester. First of all, let's go through the two Leicester players I suggest. 4.5 million for both of them, Simpson and Morgan. Simpson on the right hand side looks good, could be going forward, get a few assists, maybe a goal or two, who knows. But he's keeping his place at the moment. If they sign anyone else, could be a problem. At the moment he keeps his place, so could be good. And Morgan is the captain, although that, you know, you've got a new centre back brought in Maguire. You've also got Hoof, which made it 5 million. Morgan is the captain, so I hold firm that he is going to stay. But Simpson, I feel like is the best one to have because he's a fullback. On the other side, for Newcastle, you've got one fullback and one centre back as well, which is Yedlin and Lascelles. Now these are really good players for this sort of thing, simply because Lascelles is 4.5, Yedlin's 4.5. Yedlin got 5 assists in the Championship last season. Lascelles got 3 goals. They're good properties at 4.5, and Newcastle you'd expect to stay up. Again, I use the word expect. Everyone expects them to. If they will, that's another story. But I feel like Simpson, Yedlin, and Morgan and Lascelles look really good properties to have. And lastly, just to chuck them in there, a newly promoted Brighton and Huddersfield, and I've got a fullback from each of them. We've got Bruno for 4.5, and we've got Lerv for 4.5, bringing up £9 million as per the 4.5 combo as well, coming back for these two. Bruno's the club captain, so I doubt he'll be dropped, and he grabbed a few assists last season, so could be good for Brighton going forward. On the other side, you got Joachim Löw. That's the German manager. Don't know what his first name is, but Löw. I know his name is Löw. Played fullback. I believe he should keep his spot. I haven't heard of them signing any more left backs, so it could be good for his position. Tommy Smith would have been the immediate go-to, but he's priced at 5 million, which is extortionate for a Huddersfield defender. So Lerv on the other side, still got some goals and assists last season, maybe not as productive as Smith, but still could do a wonderful job. And that happens to be that for this video. Hopefully you all enjoyed, and let me know about the fixture rotation pairs. What do you think are the ones I suggested? I'm intrigued to see what you think on Fabregas and Ben Mee. They are something that really interests me, and I think it might be a bit of a differential that no one has said before. But what are you going with? Have you got any fixture rotation pairs? Have you just learned about it? Let me know all of that in the comments section down below. Thank you all for watching. Remember to like, comment and subscribe, and peace.